you know, times when you want to hear it, just buzz it, whatever. And I was like, oh, I completely missed that idea for a joke, but I just gotta get it off my chest and I'm hurting for that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, happy Purim, God Purim, Sameach to everybody. Let me hear from some applause and some noise from the audience. Who is hating on Haman tonight? Let me hear a little bit of who is digging Mordecai tonight. That's right. So as you know, Purim is the day when we celebrate our foiling of the plot of Haman to exterminate the Jews. And just incidentally, before I begin, I just want to say that recently I heard that the Iranian government, Haman back in ancient Persia to exterminate the Jews. And let me just add that I heard recently that the Iranian government was going to sponsor. This echo is ridiculous. Wait, can we get that?
The Iranian government.
It's all part of the act. Okay. Perfect. Iranian government was going to fund a film that's actually a filmification of the Purim with an alternate ending. But that's another story. They hate the Jews. Okay. So Haman needed to, he wanted to exterminate all the Jews, but that takes a lot of manpower, a lot of, it just basically takes a lot of funds. So, like all Semitic peoples, how did he gather those funds? He went to his pagan temple and he made an appeal. So, after all the child sacrifices were done, I actually have a text right here of the appeal he made to his congregation, Congregation Wrath of Ashtaroth. So here's what Haman said. He said, since this congregation broke off from Fish to Ishtar 30 years ago, I've seen it grow from a few founding members who had met in the rec room of an imperial granary to a full, flourishing congregation who meets in this lovely building, the gift of the late Korkash Namzit. And I have seen this temple come together to raise money for veterans of the war in Scythia, volunteer hours tending victims of the plague, and to build our own idol worship school for the congregation's children. But now I ask you to give, one more time, to the most important cause of all, the eradication of the Jewish people. For 50 rial, you can put your family's name on a ceramic beside the date of the execution. For 30 rial for each additional lot. For 500 rial, the Sons of Apurat givers, you can sponsor a selection urn. And 20 rial to have your family's name inscribed on a torch or scimitar. So he made an appeal. That was his appeal. That was Haman's deal. Mordecai, one of the heroes of the Purim story, that must have been a real bummer to be Mordecai. He just came to the palace to give, the royal administration some basic advice, like for tax purposes, uncollected tributes from vassal states can be listed as assets, and all expenditures on irrigation are fully deductible. But he came over there, give him just some basic advice that any Jew would know back in ancient Shushan. And all of a sudden, he didn't bow before the king, so he was excused for all-out genocide, which must have made it a pretty tense day in Shul the next day. When they came back, in synagogue, he walked in with his, leopard print streamel, eccentric, and they said that when he came in, you could hear the crickets chirping all the way in Crown Heights. We're just home to a settlement of Iroquois Jews at the time. I can imagine when they called up Mordecai for an aliyah on that day after he was publicly used as an excuse for a genocidal scheme. The Gabbai might have said something like this. Mordecai, Ben Yair, Ben Yishai, fuckface. And they went like that. And also, after he was done with, after all the davening was done and everyone's come down to the Kiddush, he would have just been like, guys, who put that in my towel's case? Guys! on. And what discussion of the feast of lots, Purim, would be complete without a discussion of the lovely Queen Esther, as Tyler Alley calls her, the last of the Jewish beauty queens. But I don't hate on my own people. I don't have a colonial consciousness to combat. So I don't know, whatever. Forget that joke. But so as you know, after Vashti refused to dance before the royal banquet without producing a doctor's note, which was an offense punishable by death at the time, King Ahasuerus had a beauty pageant of all the comely young virgins from across the land, and it was amazing because even though the Persians had 128 provinces, they said, and thousands of women flooded in from all over the provinces. They had all had plastic surgery done by the same guy, Dr. Urunguz of Median. He's very good. He's the best.